What's up, everybody? I am Tim from Tim's School of Fish.
And I'm Jake with UncommonEDC. Welcome to Just the Tip, our weekly live show where we talk about knives and other EDC gear.
What are we talking about tonight, Jake?
Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about new knives we picked up so far in 2024. We're about a month and a half in, so both of us, I think, had probably more than we expected here.
Definitely more than I expected. Let's see who's in the chat. I see Israel, Angelo, GR Knives, Gabe over there, Marco. Welcome, guys.
Looks like Mind of Milton just popped in. I saw Kathleen and Israel in here a little earlier.
I see Beef, my boy Beef. What's happening, brother? This Uncommon EDC guy is here. David Williams. Watch City Knives. He was here. I wonder if he's still here. Sean. Thanks for joining us, guys. Colby was here earlier. I'm sure he'll be back. Robert Douglas. Jake, who's our moderators tonight? Let's shout them out.
Not sure who's in the chat yet, but our regular recurring moderators are Randy's WSG, Cheeto Bandito, and Bluminati Ninja. All three have channels here on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to them as well. They do a great job of keeping everything on track, shouting out other channels, sharing links. So appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you guys give them. There's Bluminati. Right there. Thanks for joining us, brother. All right, man. So I thought that maybe in 2024, I might have had 5 or 6 new knives. And then I started pulling out everything that I've acquired in 2024. And I have 25 knives, Jake. 25 knives. That's ridiculous. Yeah. I have a problem.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I counted up exactly 25 as well. I'm going to have 21 to show today. There's a couple I'm not showing purposely, but for the most part, going to see 21 of those 25 today.
And then after tonight, I'm actually going to have 27 because I just got an email notification today that my Devo Stout version 2 has been shipped. I got that, what's it called? White Storm with the 2-tone finish on the blade. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that looks great.
I went back and forth between the purple haze, the blue one, whatever that was called, and the white one. And eventually I settled on that, but that has been shipped. I purchased that in August. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of pre-orders, but so that one's on the way. That'll make 26. And then you just showed me that something was in stock somewhere, and I'm not going to say it because I want it to still be in stock after the show.
Yeah, I think they only have 1 or 2, so it's going to be gone.
So I'm not going to mention that, but I'm going to go pick that one up. So, whoops. Guys, I'm running the controls here tonight, and I suck. So you guys give me a little bit of grace. I am not as technically wizardry as Jake. So, but there's Richter Knives. You guys go subscribe to my boy Richter over there. Start us off, Jake. Show me something that you got so far.
All right, cool. So I was thinking I'm going to go kind of in categories. So I'm going to start with my fixed blades. Got 6 new fixed blades this year. We'll start with, let's do the smaller one, Jacob Creates. I've done a short on this one. Haven't shown it. Let me actually turn this off real quick. Haven't shown it in a video yet, but tiny little fixed blade, 5 inches overall. It's got the Jade G10 handles, pink Kydex sheath, kind of Miami Vice vibes.
Oh, you did a short on that one, didn't you?
Yeah. So I've done a short on this one. Haven't done the full-length video, but this is by Jacob Creates. He's got a small fixed blade stuff. He does the Hail Marys, another one of his big ones. But he has a lot of models coming up as well. There's like Bushcrafters and bigger stuff. So pretty cool little company that he's got going on. I just dig these tiny fixed blades. A lot of the ones you're going to see actually are super small.
Yeah, I like that. I don't mind carrying a larger fixed blade. And I've said it before, I'll carry an 8 or 9 inch fixed blade because I'm just redneck like that. But I know that a lot of guys like something between 6 and 7 inches. So that one is probably hugely popular. All right, I will start with a little tiny little fixed blade. This one is, let me put myself up here, a tiny little Rough Rider fixed blade, hollow grind, black micarta with red G10 underliners. And I actually thought it was a little bit bigger, but this is only about 6 inches, 6¼ inches, but it's like a perfect little food knife. So
Nice.
if you're somebody that likes to, when you go to a restaurant, use your own knife, this would be a perfect little fixed blade for that. But it is smaller than I thought, for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I like when they do those different color liners for a little bit of contrast.
Yeah, it definitely makes it pop,
Nice,
for
nice.
sure.
All right,
It
well, I'm gonna
does
stick
kind
with
of,
the tiny fixed blade
right?
category, and we're gonna go with the angler knives. This is the anchovy, and so it's
Hang
literally
on.
less than an inch long, that blade. Comes
Holy
with
crap.
that jute tie and the bead already on there, and so it's just a tiny little blade that, you can use for kinda shaving a stick or cutting open packaging, stuff like that, but not a whole lot of utility here. Picked this one up at Cal Knives. He's a local maker, and so I've been talking to him for a few years, so just wanted to grab something while I was at the table.
That's very cool. That looks like a perfect little box opener utility knife. Now, this one I did not get in 2024, but since you showed that, I want to show my smallest fixed blade, and it's that right there. That's that Very Good Knife Company Mosquito. It's got a little 2-inch blade on it. It's probably about, I don't know, almost 4 inches overall, something like that. Little neck knife. So that's my smallest fixed blade. And I actually carried that one today, as a matter of fact.
Very nice. Yeah, I didn't realize that one was so small either. I've been looking at that one on his site, super tiny.
It's a great little, it's one of those things I never realized that I needed a neck knife until I got a neck knife. You know what I mean? And
Yep,
it's super handy for popping a zip tie, opening a little clam package, opening a box, whatever. It's just easy. Just boom, boom, done. It's awesome.
right. Yeah,
So,
I always thought that, neck knives would be, like, distracting. It's right in front and center in front of everyone, and I've started carrying them recently and never had anyone mention them.
oh
Literally
yeah,
never comes up.
you just carry it out and
You have to in California.
oh, that's right, because you got that crazy sword law. You can
Yeah.
carry a broadsword as long as you can see it.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I had on this hoodie today, and I just dropped it down in there. I actually went to Harbor Freight to buy a pickle fork. It's like a ball joint separator. It's just like
Right.
a big steel rod with a little forked end because I had a trailer hitch on the back of my truck, and the little locking pin had rusted. So I
Oh,
had sprayed it and tried to turn the key and didn't. So I got that big thing and just popped it off. Anyway, ridiculous story, but I carried it with me to Harbor Freight today. That little
very
neck
nice.
knife. So, you guys, pop in the chat something new that you have gotten in 2024, because we definitely want to know any new knives that you guys might have picked up this year so far. Purple Monster, well, so hang on. So tonight we have that India Pale Ale. It's too late to be drinking the Monsters, so I've got a
Oh,
little IPA.
I did not get the memo.
Well, you're 2 hours behind me. If I
That's
was
true.
drinking if I drank a Red Bull or a Monster drink this late at night, I'd be up all night. Jim got that Kershaw Culpeper. So I'm going to go again. I'm going to go again. I'm going to cut in front of you, Jake,
Yeah, go for it.
because I got that Kershaw Culpeper as well this year.
Nice.
So a lot of guys know this one and have this one with the black G10. But I have been chasing this red bone forever. and it just always seems to be out of stock. And I finally found it on sale with free shipping. So I picked it up. It's kind of like a boy's knife, maybe, right? It's bigger than a Barlow, but it's kind of like a Barlow. So I would call it a boy's knife, and I don't have any other Kershaws. I have 3 Kershaw slip joints, and they are all outstanding. 2 from this line of slip joints, and then 1 other that I will show you guys later. But that Kershaw Culpepper is awesome. Jake, if you don't have it, you will like it, brother, especially that freaking red bone. It is awesome. And it fills the hand. I mean, that's a knife. That's not just some tiny little slip joint right there.
Right. Yeah, I watched your video on that one. It looks like some excellent covers.
I love it. That's one of my best gets so far this year. And I'm not a Kershaw guy. Like I've told you, I don't have any Kershaw modern knives. Like, nothing against them. They just never gave me the fizz. You know what I mean? Kind of like, whatever. But I'm really digging these Kershaw slip joints.
Yeah, they look nice. I feel like a lot of Kershaws have always been like that perfect starter knife, but it seems like they're trying to get more into some other stuff with like the Bel Air and Iridium and stuff. They're a lot more modern nowadays. But I'll show one here in a second, but just going to read off some of these that we've gotten so far. So Richter Knives got the Kyle Noseworthy fixed blades. We've got Amsler 2049 from Villainous Jake. Ason Knives, love my Kershaw Highball. Wee Thug from Mike Reese. That's a nice one. I don't have that one yet still, but I've always liked that knife. All right, let me go next. Since you did a traditional, I will too. I'll go with the GEC 87. This is with the Hummingbird acrylic. The one I got didn't really get a lot of great color, so it's really got like that chest green that you see on Hummingbirds. Some of them have a lot more color on like just kind of rainbow iridescent look to them, but this one's mostly just green. And it's a pretty big knife. It's almost the same size as like the Granddaddy Barlow that they did with Remington. I think, yeah, so pretty big knife. Got this nice clip point. It's got the PPP on it. So this is, I think that means it's like the first production run of these. And then we still got a decent size secondary blade here as well.
Jake, what pattern? I'm not a GEC expert. I know Michael Richter's here, and he probably knows exactly what it is. What pattern number did you say that was?
This one's an 87, 2 blades, and yeah.
And Michael Richter had asked what was the blade steel on that Kershaw Culpepper. I think that's what he was asking about. That was D2, Mike, D2 on that one. So yeah, that is D2.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's see what else I've got. So I have, get it pop up here, that brand new Rosecraft blades, Cane Creek Jack. This has a G10 covers on it, and it reminds me of an X-Wing from Star Wars. The X-Wing, I don't know why. It gives me X-Wing vibes, but it's got the RC etch on the end cap there. Just single-bladed jackknife, little clip point with the forward swedge. Not a very big knife. Kind of a 3-finger, maybe 3.5 for me, but fit and finish is awesome, just like on all Rosecrafts. And one thing that's new is that stamp right there. They used to have that RCB with the rose wrapped through it. Now it says Rosecraft, and that's an actual stamp. It's not etched on there. It is stamped into the blade, so that's pretty cool. And this one is available now. There's a couple other ones that I showed today and yesterday on my channel that aren't out yet, but they will be out soon. But anyway, you guys can use my code over there and save 10%. TimFish, all one word, TimFish. So really digging that one.
Is the G10 on that pretty smooth? It looks like it's pretty like smooth rather than grippy and tactile.
Yeah, it's very smooth.
Interesting.
It's not at all. It feels like bone. It's like bone smooth or high polish micarta. So doesn't feel like G10 at all in the hand.
Nice. Nice. So I'll stick with the traditional theme as well. Go with another GEC. This is the Urban Jack. I forget what the name of this material. It's like a blue E something PL. And this is a two-bladed version, the Urban Jack. And so we have our main blade. And then we also have a comb on this one of all things. So don't think this one was very popular. Pretty easy to get drop if you're after like retail ones and frustrated with how difficult it is to get a GEC. These ones were pretty easy to get a hold of. And so really trying to complete the every pattern of GEC. So added this one to my collection. I'm going to use the comb mostly for my dog, I think. She likes it. It's a metal comb. So
it probably feels good.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw Richter posted something today. He got that same one and removed the comb from it.
Right.
But like did a good job. It wasn't, it wasn't half-ass like it would be if I did it, where I just would, break it or something. Use,
yeah, same. I was thinking about sending mine out for a blade delete to delete the comb, but I definitely am not skilled enough to do it myself.
So somebody was asking about the
Dick Ritchie with the donation. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dick. Go ahead and take that one.
What knife is on your list next to buy and review? Ooh, that one's tough for me. I'm trying to slow down. I thought at this point I was a lot lower on knives than I am.
Right?
But most likely the new Remington, that Hawkbill knife that they released, it's GEC made as well. I'm hoping to get it on the secondary though. They made a lot of those ones. It's not branded under GEC, so it should last for a while, but they're priced at $199, which is more than you'd pay for the equivalent from GEC. So kind of waiting to see if that one goes on the secondary for a little bit less.
Don't they have two versions of that?
Yeah, so the second one is Baron Sons, and I think that one's $89.99, and they're both the same pattern.
Different, right? The shield is like brass colored on the 89 one, and then the 2023 Remington that they call the Silver Bullet one has the silver shield made by GEC. Is that right?
Exactly. Okay. And it says Sterling on the bullet shield.
I was wondering why the price difference so much. Like I didn't know that GEC OEM'd that one, and so I was like, it's $100 more for a silver shield instead of a freaking brass one or whatever. I was like, that's crazy, but it makes sense that if GEC OEM'd it, it's probably quality. Yeah, Jake has outstanding taste in knives, for sure.
Basically both ends of the spectrum. I'm either ultra budget or kind of ultra premium. I don't do as much in the middle.
I'm kind of ultra budget and maybe mid tech. You know what I mean? I have I haven't broken that $500 barrier. I think 400, maybe 425 or 450 is the most that I've gotten into a knife. Now I'm sure I'll break that barrier eventually. But it's not something that I do regularly. So I'm more budget and mid stuff. But all right, so somebody mentioned the Rosecraft with the skull shield on it. I have that one right there. So this one is called the Obed Creek Bow Trapper. Now I reviewed this one on the channel yesterday. This one is not out yet. Now, this one's kind of bigger. We've got about a 4-inch handle on this one and a 3 or a 3.5-inch blade. So this is a nice size one. And Andy sent this one to me, and he said it's okay if you want to go ahead and review it early. So I'm sure that in the next few days, these are going to be available. Now, don't quote me on that, but if he's sending them out and telling people you can go ahead and show it on your channel, then it's got to be really close.
Right.
So
and the green on that's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's kind of a forest green, hunter green, Kelly green, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker than you typically see with like micarta scales.
There you go. That's a nice shot.
Yep.
So, yeah, I really dig that shield, and he's calling that the Armstrong skull. And of course, you guys know that his maker's mark is that skull and crossbones. So he really he digs the skulls. But anyway, that's the Obed Creek bow trapper, and that should be out in the next couple days. I'm surprised at how much stuff he's putting out so quickly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's 4 already, and
Right.
it's only been, we're 6 weeks into 2024. So I don't know, but he must have a shit ton of stuff lined up for 2024 if he's already pushed out 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? He must have 15 or 20 models.
Yeah, because they must have more that they're lining up for, like the big shows, Texas, Atlanta, and then West, where they're going to be doing announcing throughout the year.
Yeah, they have been killing it, Kathleen. Now, okay, so my next purchase, I cannot tell you because I'm going to go buy it after this show, and I don't want any of you to go buy it. And Jake brought it to my attention before the show. It's a brand that I've been chasing for a while and have not had any luck. I'm sure some of you guys can figure it out. I haven't had any luck getting any of them on the drop.
All right. Speaking of difficult to get on the drop, then we'll go with the last GEC so far this year. This is the Johnny on the Spot. And this one I did not get on a drop, but I paid basically drop price for it. This was from one of our moderators, Cheeto Bandito, and found out actually I sent him my shipping information, and he's like, "Oh, we're pretty close by." So we ended up meeting up, going to lunch at the Hat, which is like a pretty popular local spot. And so we have our Johnny on the Spot here. I forget what number this is always. I think it says it on the can opener over here. It's a 35.
So you have said you're trying to get every GEC pattern. How many are there?
I don't know. The numbering doesn't go into triple digits, so it's got to be under 100, but there are variations. So like I got the 15,
right,
but this isn't going to be my main 15. I would have to get it like a regular Barlow without the comb and like Tom's Choice or something like that. So I'll probably end up with multiple of that. There's some other ones too that have some variations. And so I'm guessing there's probably like 80 or so.
Yeah. So how are you gonna approach the variations? Like if you just have one of every pattern, are you going to be happy with that? Or once you achieve that goal, are you just going to start chasing variations?
I think as long as I get the main one of the pattern. So like with the 15, I'm not really counting the Urban Jack because it's got the comb. But once I get the main one, I'm going to count that.
All right. So question here, why no member levels? Okay. So I just got approved for memberships and super chats and super thanks and all that stuff. And that is why we had to do the first few episodes on Jake's channel. So that, full disclosure, so people could donate if they wanted to. So I have just been recently approved for that. And I have been working on membership stuff. Me and Jake were talking about that today, but I still have a few more things to sort out and get ready. So I will be going live with memberships probably next week. And Jake, do you already have your memberships up and going, or are you working on it as well?
I'm working on it as well. I do have some content recorded for like member exclusive stuff, but it's not up and running, but it should be by the time we do the next show.
Yeah, so same here. I just want to make sure it's not half-assed by the time I go live with it. So memberships are definitely coming soon. Jake, how many NAFs you got in your collection, bro?
Yeah, so I don't have an exact count, but before the end of the year, I was around 375. So I should be right around 400, I think.
Free bird. Free bird.
Oh, appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you.
Speaking of, what did you say, 200, 300?
It should be right around 400. I was at 375 around the end of the year. Added 25 since the beginning of the year. So
I'm probably close to that, but I have offloaded a few with my little knife sale. And the ones I'm selling are mostly modern budget knives that I've just kind of, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. I've never used them, never carried them. They've never touched a sheet of paper. Oh Father EDC has bought a few. I know Dick Ritchie has bought a few. I mean, they're brand new, but I have offloaded probably 20 or 25.
Nice.
So somebody that I am convinced has every knife ever made, is Tyler Williams. Tyler, I want you to put in the chat how many knives you have in your collection. All right, so
is it my turn or yours?
I don't know. Let me show a fixed blade.
Sure.
So this I hate light sometimes is from Brother Watchman. So anyway, this is about an 8-inch, 8.5-inch fixed blade. We've got micarta scales on that, full tang, big thick blade stock. Most of you guys know about Brother and Watchman, but they really do make some decent knives. And this is screw it. This is model number 1, F001 for fixed, I'm sure. Model number 1. And I mean, it is awesome. 440C blade steel, drop point blade, 8 inches, polished micarta covers on this one, which are super freaking awesome looking. And do you know A.G. Russell? Are you familiar with A.G. Russell knives?
Yeah.
I am convinced that Brother Watchman is the OEM for A.G. Russell.
Interesting.
There, next time you guys are out there in the chat, if you're familiar, I know a lot of you guys know Brother and Watchman and probably A.G. Russell. Go to the A.G. Russell website, look at their knives, and tell me that those A.G. Russell knives do not look exactly like Brother Watchman. So I'm convinced that probably the Brother Watchman company used to OEM for other companies first, and then launched their own line of stuff. You know, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like we have another donation too. So thank you, TZEDC. Thanks for facilitating, Jake. Love checking out all the different knife collection for perspectives. And for sure, it's definitely the best part about like getting in all these lives and just kind of seeing what everyone else collects.
Yeah, thank you, TZ. I appreciate that very much. So here's the answer to our question. So Tyler says he's down to about 100 now, but I do not believe it because I think he's full of shit. Tyler shows 3 new knives a day every single day.
Right. So saving for Maker Syndicate.
I don't
know that's
that.
my goal too, is to start saving for Bladed London now because it's pretty.
What is
chaotic.
Oh, that's the is that in Minnesota? Where Indianapolis? The Makers Syndicate, is that in Indy?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get an answer there in the chat. But in the meantime, Cheeto, no, you did not miss CCKS talk yet. But in the meantime, this is another fixed blade I picked up. This one sold out. They did like a limited edition run, and I think they're going to do another one, probably with a different finish or materials. This is the R4A, or Ready for Action, from CountyCom. And glow-in-the-dark UGM handles, really comfortable, big ol' like bushcrafter knife, super thick blade stock on it. And I believe this was only $50 when I purchased it too, so not too pricey.
Yeah, I like that. What did you say the covers were? The handle, G10?
They call it UGM. It's some sort of glow material, really vibrant glow, and charges really, really quickly. I don't have a UV flashlight next to me, otherwise I'd charge that. Maybe I can charge it with a regular one, actually.
Yeah, BE says he's around 100 or 150. It doesn't take long to get there, for sure. You know what I mean? It does not take long. I mean, like I said, we were prepping for the show tonight, and I was like, shit, I thought I was going to have like 4 knives, and I've got 25 on the table over here. So Dick Ritchie wants to know if we've had any more guests. So let me go back to. So we had Andy Armstrong from Rosecraft Blades on episode 2. If you guys haven't seen that, go to Jake's channel and check out the replay. That was awesome. Episode 3, we had Ben Belkin from Jack Wolf Knives, also on Jake's channel. Go check that out. Episode 4, we had Jack Billings of Shed Knives, a young guy who's really killing it, also on Jake's channel. Go watch the replay. So who do we have next? Do you want to give them a clue? We don't know exactly when this guest is coming, but yes, we have another big-time guest. Big in my mind.
By clue, do you mean do we want to tell them, or are we trying to just hint at what type of knives they make?
Let me show a knife.
There you go. There you go.
Let me show a knife. So I'm going to answer that question. Dick Ritchie wants to know, do we have any other guests lined up? So I have this knife from Finch. I know a lot of you guys are Finch fans. This is the Finch Flint with the, I can't remember what they call this, Kieranite, True Blood. Finch Flint, True Blood. So I originally got the Finch McCoy, which is a gun stock pattern with Cocobolo wood and a Warncliffe blade, and I loved it so much. And then I saw this on Timmy's channel, Oh Father EDC, and I was like, oh my God, that's the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life. And so I went and bought it immediately. So I'm really digging Finch. You're probably going to see a lot more Finch knives on my channel and on the live stream too. There's the answer to your question.
Yep. And that was a 2024 pickup too, right?
Yes, it was. I just got that one not too long ago, just a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact.
Very nice.
So I'm digging, and I'm liking Kieranite more and more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just acrylic, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Some sort of acrylic. I have 3 colors of it now: the purple, the green, and the blue. The blue ones are very different. It's like sparkly instead of swirly.
Okay.
All really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's do a similar material. This is the most recent. This one was sent to me for review, so not necessarily a purchase, but the Midnight Jack in that chaotic resin. And so this guy does hand-poured resin. I forget where it is, Missouri, I want to say. And really, really beautiful stuff. They're all going to be completely unique covers and a little bit different. He also uses it for other types of things. So there was like a Ouija board made out of this one that looked insane, had these glow-in-the-dark letters. Really, really cool.
So what is that stuff, actually?
It's just a poured resin. So he's just hand pouring different types of resins.
That's freaking cool. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I love the pattern too. I mean,
yeah, I know Ken Faulkner was able to grab one at CCKS, although I did not run into him.
I saw that. I wonder if Ken's here tonight. Yes, Baxter, I don't know if you have any Finch knives yet, but I think that would be right up your alley, Andrew. I think they are something you really love. I love them because they just blend modern and traditional, and that's right in my wheelhouse. I mean, that's why I love Rosecraft Blade so much. Jack Wolf, which I can't really afford, but I'm going to start budgeting for that. It's just going to be part of my monthly budget. And Finch, I love how they take modern and traditional and sort of combine the two. I think it's awesome. So anyway, Andrew Baxter, I think you would really love that.
Yeah, and I think they're going to start going the other way also and doing some traditionals where they mix in some modern with their Wheat City cutlery line.
Wheat City line. Yeah. So maybe we can get some answers to that. So we've got the Finch knives guys coming to the show. We cannot tell you exactly when they're coming, but we did get a response from them, so that's coming up soon.
Yep. Almost done with fixed blades, so I'm just going to keep working my way through here. That's actually not true. I still have 3 left, but
go ahead.
This one was Amazon pickup. Got the mini leather neck from Cold Steel.
Nice.
And just kind of, yeah, staying in that mini fixed blade wheelhouse. And this is just such a fun one. It's got like gribbery or rubberized handles, that nice buoy or clip point blade here. Am I still in frame? Yeah. And you can see I can get all 4 fingers around it. Even though it's a tiny little knife, I can still fit all 4 fingers around it. It has a nice little Kydex sheath that's not too oversized. It's a little bit bigger than the knife itself, but still pretty minimal.
Now, when did you get the well, let me back up. How big is that bigger than the Demco Armature?
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
And those were at the end of December, so those aren't included here. But the Armature 2, this is bigger than. It's smaller than the Armature 4, which has a 4-inch blade. So
awesome.
probably like 3.5 inches or so blade.
I like that buoy, that buoy style clip point. All right, let's see. So I've got a weird one that I did not think that I was going to like, but I absolutely love it. And it's another Kershaw slip joint. This is the Kershaw Esteem, and it has been discontinued. It is a double detent, right? So we're not running on a back spring. It's just a double detent knife. But I absolutely love the big fat belly on that one. For such a short little blade, it's got that big fat belly, and it's just so satisfying when it snaps to that double detent. So I just love it. I've showed this on the channel a few times, and it's something that I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm probably not going to like it, but the price is right, and it's going away, and I like double detent knives, so let me pick it up, and I absolutely love this one, Kershaw Esteem. So if any of you guys are into the double detent slip joints, that's a good one. Look at that fat belly.
Yeah, that's nice.
Tiny little blade. I mean, the belly of the blade comes down lower than the handle. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice one. I'll go with something that kind of looks similar, actually. So this is a completely modern locking knife, but it's the Concept EDC Tack. And so it has that kind of similar split look. But this one's a flipper tab with a liner lock on it. Or actually, I think it's a button lock. Yeah, button lock on it. But it has the Mokutai split half. This one came from a Going Gear box. Probably not really my usual style. I'm not super into Mokutai. This is only the second knife I have with it. But it's really beautiful. It accumulates oils from your fingers really, really quickly, and has a good action. I think these are like $289 or something like that, if I remember correctly. But pretty cool knife, and it came in that Going Gear box, which I paid $200 for. Also got some other stuff in there, so got a pretty good deal on it overall.
Yeah, I think I saw you did an unboxing on that box, and that's a pretty cool one. So on that, when it takes up the oil from your fingers, do you know how to clean it to get that luster back, or do you just leave it?
You can just wipe it off with any hank.
Like alcohol, everything.
You don't even need alcohol, just like a microfiber cloth gets it off. It just gets like this different shade once it gets the oils on your fingers, and just have to make contact with it. But once you wipe it off, it goes back to its normal sheen. Also, scratch is really easy though. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tyler said he wanted to check out a double detent knife. One of my most carried knives forever has been the Kaiser Mini Sheepdog double detent. And that thing is awesome because unlike this one, this double detent, you can feel the double detent break right there, right? You can tell, but it doesn't snap closed. On that Kaiser Mini Sheepdog, when you do that and get past the detent, it snaps shut just as fast as you flick it open. So talk about fidget factor. Tyler, if you want to try a double detent knife, that Kaiser Mini Sheepdog double detent is the way to go.
Yeah, and Kaiser does a really good double detent. They also have the Mini Bay, which is the same thing. It just kind of snaps open, snaps closed. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, it's so fun. You can flick it open, and then when you go to close it, it closes just as fast, and that is like super satisfying.
Nice.
I still don't have that Civivi Drifter, but I do want to check that one out.
For sure.
All right, I'm gonna go with what is a modern knife, but it has a nail nick pull. It's got a backspacer, deep carry pocket clip, micarta covers. It's got the brushed stainless steel bolster on here. It's got a front flipper, and I suck at front flippers, but that is the Boker Bonfire. This one was a gift from my wife, Boker Plus, right? It's not the Solingen Germany, but this is like a freaking 8-inch knife with the, I just like that. I like that blending of traditional and modern.
Right.
I don't know. I just love that stuff. They, those crossover knives, hybrids, whatever you want to call them. I dig that shit. Boker Bonfire. My only complaint about this one is there's like no, access to the lock bar. You can see there's no jimping. You see that? No jimping. There's no scalloped cutout or anything. So, I mean, you really have to get your thumb in there. But once you do, the action is freaking sweet. So I can forgive that. It does kind of have a Pina vibe, doesn't it?
It's that super minimal flipper and then the micarta.
Yeah, it does. Which I don't have. Do you have any Pina knives?
I don't.
Yeah, that's like grail knife for me. Any of them. I mean, that dude's ridiculous. And you know what's cool? We had Andy Armstrong on the show. I don't know if you remember this. Then we had Ben Belkin. Both of those guys talked about him. I can't remember his first name, but both of them talked about Pena and Enrique and how they were such a huge influence on him. So, I mean, that dude's awesome. How can you not love a Pena knife?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want one as well. I'm going to show two at the same time since we're on Boker and we're getting close to the end, so try and speed it up a little bit. So I have the Boker, they just say EDC slip joint on the CountyCom website, but I think it's based off of a tech tool too. And this one is in dark ebony. Nice. And then I also have the Boker Magnum, which am I going? Little friend.
Hang on. I'm trying to. I lost my mouse. I've got 3 monitors here.
Yeah, so we got the Boker Magnum Little Friend. This is tiny little fixed blade, probably like 1.5 inches or 2 long cutting edge. And then the Boker Tech Tool 2, but in dark ebony wood. And so this has a few different tools. We got our main blade, our corkscrew, can opener, bottle opener. The only downside to it is they didn't finish the ebony wood very well, so I'm probably going to end up having to redo that. But it has this little saw on here with the flathead screwdriver as well, and then a corkscrew, screwdriver, and bottle opener.
Nice. You said that was on CountyCom website?
Yeah. So this is a regular tech tool, but the dark ebony, I guess, is a CountyCom exclusive.
Okay. Wow, 8:45 already. Time flies. Let's go rapid fire. Let's go rapid fire, and we're not even going to go to the big screen. We're just going to go rapid fire for a few rounds anyway. So this is that Rosecraft blade pocket monster designed by Swags.
Nice.
I've got 2 of them.
Nice.
I've got so if you've ever seen Monsters Inc., if you're an old guy like me, Mike Wazowski and what's his name? Sullivan, something or other. So that was taken from that. A lot of guys say, oh, I don't like those. Those are girl knives, whatever. I call bullshit on that. These are like great little box cutter utility knives, which is essentially all they were designed to be, with that short little tiny blade. So Rosecraft, Pocket Monster, both of them.
Nice. I like the look of those. I don't have one yet still. So I'll go with 2 pretty similar ones. I already did a video on these, but the Protec Sinkovich prototype. This is an unnamed prototype, hand finished by Mike Irie. It's an automatic. At CCKS, I was actually able to get him to handle it, to talk to him about it for a little bit. He was there, so that was pretty cool because he's from, I think, Belarus. And so pretty cool to see him there. This is my second Sinkovich design.
So
And
I said we weren't going to go big screen, but I have to look at that. Look at the polish on that thing.
Yeah, and then I also picked up the TR3 Integrity prototype with that same Mike Irie finish on it, compound grind, mirror polish.
Yeah, whew. That is definitely a mirror polish. That shit's bright like the sun, brother. And I'm here for it, and I love it.
Yep, I'm right next to Protec, so I get the luck of having them at all the tiny little shows, and it's easy to get them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so another Rosecraft. This is the Little River Bend Skinner. This is Rosecraft Blades model number 1. This was the first Rosecraft blade traditional design. The original one has white smooth bone covers. This has, they switched up their micarta. They used to use that smooth, high polished paper micarta, and they have gone to textured micarta. So the only models that they had the micarta on to begin with was the big Riverbend Skinner and the Holston River Surgeon's Knife. They're black.
Right.
They look like bone, but they're actually micarta. So they've switched to this textured micarta, and it is freaking awesome. So this is not a new pattern. It's just a new version of an old pattern with different cover on it. And when Andy was on the show, go watch the replay on Jake's channel. When Andy was on the show, he did tell us that that's one of the things he's planning on doing is a lot more cover materials. So this one's available now. You guys can go grab that one if you like. I love it.
I thought that was interesting how they're doing their vault pattern. So instead of vaulting the entire pattern, it's just that iteration of the knife, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'll go with some utility blades. I have two, both kind of weird ones. We have the Boker Kalashnikov. So this one's an automatic fixed blade. And
I saw that on your channel. I love it.
Out. So that one's pretty fun. And then I just did a video on this one too. This is a SHOT Show prototype of the Ria XOU. I keep hearing that they might be coming out in April, but I don't know for sure. And so this is just a gravity knife with a utility blade in there.
Yeah, I think that that Boker Kalashnikov would be right up Dick Ritchie's alley. Because Dick Ritchie loves a utility knife. He uses them in his shop all the time because he does woodwork. I just think he would dig something like that. Yeah, so I've got one of them. I think it's the Desert Warrior donut version thing. But that one's pretty cool.
Nice.
Let's see. How about let's do this fixed blade. So this is a Takumi Tack fixed blade. This one is called the Reaper. It's got G10 scales on it. This is a Tonto blade. I call it Tonto. You might call it Tanto. I'm really digging these knives. I am going to do a giveaway on this one. I've got several of these so far. I am going to give this one away on my channel. I'm going to do it the same way I always do it. We're just going to have a video, and to enter, you just comment on the video, and then about a week later, we will pick a winner. So Takumi Tack Reaper comes with a sheath and comes with an extra set of scales too, and it's brand new, never used. So there's that.
Nice. Next up for me, this is a local pickup. This is the Microtech Bravo SOCOM Mini, or maybe it's SOCOM Bravo Mini, but really cool. Regular manual Microtech, so not an out the front auto or anything like that. It has some really cool design and milling work on the spine itself that I really like. And this is actually a made in China Microtech. So these are made by Reich, not their usual made in the USA. So save a little bit of money. It's probably like $150 cheaper than the American made version of it. They do have an American made version of it though, but kind of cool to get the price down a little bit lower. I mean, they're still pricey. I think these are around $350 or so, but not the normal $500 you would pay for an American-made version of it.
It's still a quality knife. And I love that blade profile. I don't even
Yeah.
know what you would call it. It's kind of a clipped drop point
Right.
or something.
Right.
Um,
Definitely unique.
So let's look at the, so I showed you the Obed Creek bow trapper with the skull shield that I expect will be available this week. This is the other Rosecraft blades that is not out yet, but it should be out this week. This is a gun stock pattern. This is called the Savage Creek gun stock, and we've got that spade shield on there. I know a lot of you guys like Rough Rider knives, and you're very familiar with that Rough Rider Black Appaloosa Spades series. That was actually Andy Armstrong's last series before he left Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So that's his shield, right? He's not stealing it from Smoky Mountain. He's letting them borrow it. So this is awesome. I love a gun stock pattern. This one should be out probably this week, I would guess. That's the Savage Creek gun stock.
Nice. We'll go gun stock to gun stock with the Sharpshooter Jack. Got this one in Jig Titanium.
Oh wait, I got to blow that one up. Nice.
Yeah, and I really dig Jig Titanium. I have this. I have the QSP Hedgehog, and then one of the Finch knives. I forget the kind of elephant toe pattern one. Also in Jig Titanium.
See, that's just not my jam. It's just too gray for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I need a little splash of color. I don't know. I can understand why people love it so much, but it's just not so much my thing. Here's another one that I'm going to give away. I'm going to do 2 giveaways here soon. This is the Black Reserve series from Rough Rider, and I've got all of them so far. The Doctor's Knife pattern was just released. I am not going to get that one because I'm sure it's just like this one, and my problem with this one is that it is a peanut, but it is as wide as it is fat. I mean, as it is long, right? So just a little peanut pattern, but look how freaking fat that is. So if we compare it to the Rosecraft gun stock, that tiny little peanut is like twice as wide as that gun stock. That's crazy. But so somebody will love it. I'm going to give that one away. The rest of the series is great, but not a fan of that one. It's just a little fat little chunk.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And I got about 5 left, so I'm going to try and get through them quickly. So we'll do the Kaiser Mini Bag Lighter in the frag pattern. And
Nice.
so it's the titanium handle. I think these are around 150. Another Going Gear pickup. I love the original bag lighter, so was super excited about this one. Really good action on it. Kaiser does really good knives.
Yeah, they really do. Rough Rider Reserve, model number 1. This is the very first Rough Rider Reserve. It's that one-arm razor. I know a lot of guys don't love a one-arm razor, and they don't love a cotton sampler, but I do. And so I've been chasing this one for a while. It's not available. Found it on the secondary market. Super excited to have it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. This one was actually in today's video. This is the Civivi Storm Howl, I think it was called. Kind of a wintry vibe to it. Got a flipper tab button lock.
Okay.
So I believe these were listed at right around $80, so pretty budget friendly. And I mentioned in that video too is I have a lot of the early, like the first 3 models of Civivi button locks, and I wasn't a huge fan of them. They weren't bad, they were just super bouncy, but this one has much better action, so they've really dialed it in over the last year or 2.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so 2 more of the Rough Rider Black Reserves, the gun stock. Now, I love this one. They are kind of chunky. Like, they are kind of wide, but when it's a longer knife, you don't feel it as much. Like on that short little peanut, it's just too damn fat. So that's what, my 2nd or 3rd gun stock I've got this year.
Right.
And another one-arm razor. This is the Razor Trapper from the Rough Rider Black Reserve series. So I got like I don't know. Oh, another thing I love about that is that big fat finger choil right there.
Oh yeah.
So, couple one arm razors I've picked up this year and a couple gun stocks.
Nice. I really like that cover material, whatever it is.
It's
Then I have
pack of
the
wood.
pocket
It's
wood. Yeah,
pack of
there you
wood, but it feels like G10.
go. The Bostede mini nightshade. I know you have the full
Mini
size,
nice.
right?
I do have the full size, but not the mini.
Yeah, really like it. Nice accents on it. They have like a budget version and a premium version. So this is a budget version. I think it was 14C28N if I remember correctly, and these are $59.
So I've gotten 3 Rough Rider fixed blades this year. I showed you that one. This one's been my favorite so far. This is called the Wolverine. This is from that Tater Skin series. It's got that brown burlap micarta. So I thought this one was going to be the same size as this one, but it's clearly not. That one is freaking awesome. And here's another Rough Rider fixed blade that I got. That's going to come off that mega huge bead, but I love the rosewood handle, or might not be zebra wood, I think they call it, or whatever. But I love that hollow grind clip point on there. So those 2.
Nice. I do like that bead though.
You can have it. I'll send it to you, brother. It's yours.
Another fixed blade. This is Artisan Cutlery. And
is that the sea
snake? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And I'm not sure why it's Artisan. So Artisan Cutlery has their sister company CGRB, which is usually the budget version, but this is a super budget knife. It's their in-house proprietary steel, that AR RPM 9. And these was $40. I think $39 I paid for this one. Love the double finger choil, that super wicked Warncliffe blade, and it's just the right size. Yeah, really cool one.
That's an awesome knife. That's one of those ones that's like been in my cart for 100 years, and I've just never picked it up. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it's a Mike Emler design.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Emler from YouTube Emler.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And this one was the sea snake, if this is what you're asking about, Israel.
Yeah. Yeah, Artisan Sea Snake. All right, so there's another company called Perkin. Perkin is kind of like Watchman brother. I had bought one Perkin knife. It was just a slip joint jackknife. I did a sunburst dye job on it, and I actually gifted it to Andrew Baxter. But anyway, Perkin, kind of like Watchman or brother, I picked up a couple of their fixed blades, and they are awesome. I love that freaking clip point, hollow grind on there. This is a big one right here. This is about 9 inches, right? So I'm crazy. I'll carry that shit to the gas station with me. I don't care. And this one too, that's still got that forge scale or quench on it. But Perkin makes some pretty good knives. They're kind of along the lines of brother or Watchman. So I
like
picked
that
up a couple
handle,
there. Yeah. This one?
Yeah, it's like green then black. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's a big beefy knife, bro. I mean, it's not thick, but that's a 9-inch knife.
Yeah. Right. I think the last one for me, and this one's one that's probably getting a video this week, haven't done it yet, but is the Tecto A2 Badger. And so this is a California legal out the front automatic from Tecto. Got the glass breaker on the end because for some reason all out the fronts have that. But really nice action on this, pretty impressive. I've been getting a lot more into the autos, whether it's out the side or out the front. Not particularly like bothered if it's not California legal. It doesn't seem like something really anyone seems to care about. But nice that it's California legal. Don't have to worry about carrying this one, and really, really solid action on it.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't have any out the front autos. Dick Ritchie actually sent me the ProTech Godson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's good. Do you have the Godfather or the Godson?
Yeah, I actually have a Desert Warrior Godson.
Really? Oh, it's so good,
Desert
man.
Warrior, not Desert.
That thing just freaking fires out of there. All right, so we're going to run over. Let's wrap this up. I just want to show this crazy thing. So one of my subscribers, Paul, had asked me to do a history of the cotton sampler pattern. Well, cotton samplers, the little slip joints, the original cotton samplers were actually fixed blades, and they were bigger like this one. Now, Old Hickory used to make one with the hickory handles made in the USA. You can't find those anymore. So this is just some cheap China-made harvester knife is what they call it. But this is what the first cotton samplers used to be like. So I picked that up just for that video. But this is pretty cool. So this is like a harvesting knife for vegetables and stuff is what you would use it for.
Cool.
So I've still got a few Takumi tacks that I didn't show, but that's my 2024 haul right there.
Right. Awesome. All right, we can do if you want to do a giveaway, we can go through that, and then maybe while we're waiting on those number draws, we can show those last couple rapid fire.
All right. Let me get this together. If you'll get one of our moderators to start us off, we'll just pick a number 1 to 100, and then I'll show these last two, and then show what the giveaway is.
Perfect. I'm assuming we have a knife to U.S. addresses only?
Yeah, continental United States only. Sorry if there's any international viewers. So we've got that one. Another Takumi tack. That's called the Neuter. Kind of like a tracker style knife with the big hollow grind. I really like that one. This is one of those, you either love it or freaking hate it. I happen to like the tracker style knives. So, and then my favorite of the Takumi tacks, just a regular old drop point.
Nice.
So, and that's it. That's all of them.
Cool. All right. As far as today's giveaway goes, we're both actually going to be mailing something out. So I'm going to throw in some swag, patches, stickers, and stuff, but also going to be sending out very first Uncommon EDC Hank. Not this one that's all folded up and been in my pocket for a while, but a brand new, freshly pressed one of these, as well as a bunch of swag from my end.
Look at that. So you're going to get that Uncommon EDC Hank. I've got some Hanks on the way. And then we are going to do, I don't have it here in front of me, but you're going to get that coolest sticker on Knife Tube, that Tim School of Fish sticker, and you're going to get that Tim School of Fish field jotter, right? So you're going to get a sticker in addition to this. I'll throw some other stickers in. By the way, if you guys want us to give your stickers out on giveaways, hit me up, email me, timschoolfish@gmail.com, or you can email Jacob at uncommonedc.com. Send us some stickers. We'll be glad to promote your channel. So you're going to get a sticker. You're going to get the field jotter.
1 second. Sorry. I saw some guesses already starting to roll in. Were you writing this down, or was I?
Go ahead. Or just pick a number. I got something here if you want me to.
Okay, well, let's start with the new range, I think, because I don't want to pick something that's already been picked. So let's do start over and go from 100 to 200, and I'll pick a number right now.
Okay, we're starting over, guys.
Sorry about that, guys.
100 to 200.
All right, and I have the number picked.
All right, we're starting over. Pick a number 100 to 200. Even if you already picked before, pick again. 100 to 200. So you're going to get Jake's custom Hank. You're going to get my sticker. There it is. I knew I had it. It was in the book. You're going to get my sticker. You're going to get the field jotter. And you're going to get your choice. That's just that Ozark Trail FRN scales on this. Hollow grind drop point, or that lockback, clip point lockback, or that fixed blade. Right. So whoever wins, just when you email me your address, and I will forward your address to Jake. Just tell me if you want the flipper, the lockback, or the fixed blade. And then I'll throw in some other channel stickers. I've got other stuff around here. I've got Byron Kennedy's. I've got a few other stickers. And you're going to get that carabiner clip.
Nice, nice.
All right,
Pedro,
anybody else?
Feeling jealous about the tacos for sure. Well, I just saw Jake from Ohio State is in the chat as well. What's going on? Another Jake here.
Yeah, John, Addicted to Blades is here. Dwayne Letterman, I don't think I've said your name. Jesse, Joseph, Beefer, Israel. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. 45 folks right now. T-Fetch.
Awesome.
Appreciate all of you guys.
It looks like the numbers are starting to slow down, so we could probably give it 10 more seconds and then throw a stop up.
And I've got memberships that'll probably go live next week sometime, and so does Jake. So you guys stay tuned for that. Randy.
What's going on, Randy?
He's doing his singing Toad impression, Tardy Toad.
All right.
There's Paul. Paul was the guy that asked me to do the history of the cotton sampler. So.
Oh, nice.
All right, what do we got? 127.
127. And I saw some close.
It's closest without going over. So
right.
Beef is at 121.
Cheeto was also close at 118.
Mark Dodson's got 123. Big E's got 123. So Mark and Big E are both at 123.
Israel is just over at 128.
What was the number again?
127.
I think we have a knife off.
Yeah, it looks like
a knife fight.
Big E and Mark Dotson, right?
Yeah.
All right, so just Big E and Mark Dotson are going to be guessing, and we'll do a smaller range since it's only 2. Let's do between 10 and 20, but don't guess yet because I got to write it down.
Oops. Sorry. So,
all right.
Dick Ritchie said Israel had 128. So it's closest without going over.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So on this round, is it just closest?
Oh, actually, sorry. I think someone's saying Kathleen had 124. I missed that one. I was going through.
Wait, I missed that one too.
Let me scroll through and just make sure.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
T-Fetch. Thank you, guys.
Beefer pointed it out as well. Tyler.
Does everybody agree on that? I don't see it.
It seems like it. Yeah, I don't know why it's not popping up. Maybe I need to switch to the YouTube chat instead.
Hang on.
Got it?
Boom.
Perfect. All right. Well, congrats to Kathleen. If you want to email Tim, he'll send the address over to me, and we'll. I'm going to
pop my email into the chat right now.
And I might have knife off with herself.
Yeah.
No knife off yet. 5 episodes in.
Sorry, I'm typing.
Awesome.
All right, so Kathleen, there's my email address. It is on every video. It's in the channel about section. It's in the description of every video. It's pinned in every comment. Shoot me an email, first name, last name, shipping address in the United States. I will forward that over to Jake, and we will get your prize package sent out to you. Just make sure that when you email me, you let me know if you want the flipper, the lockback, or the fixed blade. And I'll just send you whichever one you want. Yep. Congrats, Kathleen. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Me and Jake are going to have memberships coming live very soon. And we're going to have Finch Knives as a guest coming up very soon. We haven't nailed down an exact date, but we are going to have Finch in the house very soon. And it's going to be awesome.
Yep, and then it's been scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but make sure you're sub to our moderators, Randy's WSG, Cheeto Bandito, and Bluminati Ninja. They've been holding it down the whole live show and making sure we have all those links and channels linked. So super appreciative of them. So make sure you show them some support as well.
All right, Jake, appreciate you, man. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That's it for tonight. We will see you guys next Tuesday.
All right, thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Bye.